Welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak. Let's start off with the Black Meteors, and they have a tournament in Morocco, the Under-23 AFCON tournament happening in Morocco, and they've already jet off to Egypt for a pre-tournament camping. We understand 24 players made the trip, and my colleague Abdul Karim did follow the team closely and did come through with this report.
For the 2024 Olympics, Ghana opens its campaign on June 25 against Congo.
Now, Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, Mark Ado, has been addressing the team, and he charged them to give their very best and make winning the tournament their ultimate goal. Now let's talk about water polo, a competitive team sport played in water between two teams, to play between two teams of 7 players each. The game consists of 4 quarters in which the teams attempt to score goals by throwing the ball into the opposing team's goal. Now the team with the most goals at the end of the game wins the match. Each team is made up of 6 field players and 1 goalkeeper, excluding the goalkeeper. Players participate in both offensive and defensive roles. It is typically played in an all-deep pool where players cannot touch the bottom. Former water polo pro player Prince Asante Sefo-Boakye introduced the sport to Ghana in 2018 and has since grown significantly across the country. He's also the trainer of Ghana's Black Stars Water Polo team, and he joins us via Zoom for more on this. Prince, thanks so much for making time. And it's been quite a journey, 2018 to now. Help us appreciate how this journey has been for you, trying to introduce the sport to Ghana.
Hey, first and foremost, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be back here on Joy News. And seeing the way the sport has grown from its introduction and from the support from the Ghana Swimming Association, it's been amazing. 2018, I was able to go to one of the only schools in the country with a pool and make a donation of equipment and give a quite formal and informal lesson on how the game is played. And since then, gradually giving more equipment, gaining more support, and gathering more athletes around the country to now make up this 7-team league that we have just completed our 2nd year. We just finished our 2nd year in April. We had the championship team crowned via Wutu Winton Senior High School. Those athletes took the 1st place, and our boys from the Accra Arts Center took 2nd place. It's been an amazing thing to see this thing grow so hard and get real global exposure.
Interesting, but let's talk about the Black Stars Water Polo team. How's the training been like, trying to raise a team and even with the ambition of playing in the Olympics someday?
It's been difficult, but nothing good worth doing comes easy. And I think as Ghanaians, we love challenges. We're very ambitious people. So it's actually been quite enjoyable to embark on this journey. It's been difficult in that there aren't many pools that we can really go to so quickly as we see with football, going to a pitch, playing on a field of grass. So what we've really done is gone to different lakes, rivers. I'll even take the team out into the beach. We did 1 beach training outside the Cape Coast Castle in the ocean. And just doing that caused a lot of fear amongst the athletes and then other people on the shore. But the training has been going so well, their confidence has grown to now they are able to welcome the opportunity to train in the deep side and really match up with some of the other countries around the world that can play the sport. And of course, the Olympic journey is, about 1,000 steps, 10,000 steps, and we are taking that 1 step at a time. And each step is met with much more improvement from the athletes that are aged from 2 to 5 years old to our older athletes who are about 25 years old. It's amazing. We've even been invited to now compete internationally for the first time. Just coming up this Thursday, we'll be traveling to Venice, Italy. It's very exciting.
Let's talk about that. That's, tournament you've been invited to play in Italy on Thursday. How did the invitation come, and exactly what is this tournament about?
So this tournament, it came about at the beginning of last year. That is how Ghana first made its name on the radar. The organizers of this tournament, called Water Polo Development, host a festival called Haba Waba in Venice, Italy. First, the organizer reached out to me and said, I just saw that your country now has a functioning league and a water polo team. And he was blown away. So first he wrote an article and shared all of his support. Then he reached back to me the week later and noticed he saw that our girls team were playing. Yes, we also have a girls team playing water polo as well. And he was excited twice as much. And he wrote another article on top of that and saying, this is incredible. Ghana is really falling in love with water polo, a brand new sport in this West African country. And then this year, when we had the opening day of our second annual league season at the University of Ghana, it reached worldwide news. We were on BBC, even BBC Africa, I believe, and even news in the US. The same gentleman came up to me and he said, I'm so happy to see you continuing the efforts. I have a big opportunity for you. I want to invite you on behalf of the president of our organization to attend the largest youth international festival in the world for water polo. The age divisions are 12 years and 10 years below, and there are countries from all over the world. I think 114 countries, 114 teams are coming from 12. It's a worldwide tournament.
Yeah.
And this will be the first time we will see a sub-Saharan African country attending. So it's quite exciting. It's been quite a journey to get to this point. We're still even fighting to make sure we can reserve our space to make it and make an impact, because most of these kids, they come from the lakeside, they come from the beach side, they come from these underserved communities here in Ghana, and life is not too easy over here. So we had to start this process from getting their birth certificates to then getting their passports to now working to get their visas. We've got 1 day left to hear back from the embassy to get a visa and to get the assistance from the courts and everywhere else in Ghana, the sports administration, to share support and get us there so we can fly out Thursday afternoon at 12:20 on Ethiopian Airlines.
Well, interesting. We're just hoping that the embassy at least could sort out your visas, before departure on Thursday. But finally, what do you think?
Well, we've still got some work to do. It hasn't been an easy process. We've actually begun the appeal process on Monday, and then we've gathered all the documents that they've requested. Once again, the invitation from the president of the foundation, the invitation of support from the Ghana Swimming Association, the proof of sponsorship from this festival in Italy. This group in Italy, even on behalf of some of their Olympic Committee members, they've invited us to be there. And we are a central piece of this tournament. So it's absolutely imperative that we make it to this tournament. And we really hope that people in the high courts and the sports administrators, they can support this, because it goes much bigger than the sport. At the end of the day, we've gotten these 10 children from Kumasi, Central Region, and Accra, their passports for the first time, an appointment at the Italian embassy for the first time. They've got the opportunity to finally realize the world is much bigger than their surroundings. So water polo is, yes, a very fun part about the adventure, but it's a much bigger opportunity for us to represent as Africans, as Ghanaians, on a global stage and really begin this Olympic journey in the best way possible. We're well supported, and right now, we got to make it. We got to make our next move the best move.
Well, interesting, friends. Well, we're just going to end the conversation here and follow it closely when you arrive in Italy. Hopefully, we'll keep in touch with you and see how the team performs there. And when you come back, we'll make time and have a longer conversation on water polo in Ghana. Thanks very much, Prince, and wish you the very best. Now, let's talk about the Black Stars. And Black Stars defender Gideon Mensah, he's been ruled out of Ghana's 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifier against Madagascar due to a knee injury. The player, who reported to camp on Monday, was subsequently excused from the game after a thorough assessment by the medical team. Meanwhile, Thomas Partey joined the team today as they held a second training session at the Accra Sports Stadium. And Joy Sports' Lawrence Baidu was there.
Day 2 completed, and more minutes for the Black Stars, who intensified their training ahead of the AFCON qualifier against Madagascar on June 18. Thomas Partey, who reported for camp earlier today, was able to join his teammates train at the Accra Sports Stadium, having missed the opening day of camp. Gideon Mensah is the only absentee from the 25-man squad named by Chris Hughton, with the Ghana Football announcing that the player has been excused from the team after failing to recover in time from a knee injury he picked while playing for French League One side AJ Auxerre. Hafiz Konkoni, who only trained alone on Monday, was on Tuesday able to join his teammates in the team session and had a good run as he looked to be settling very well with the other squad. With training intensified, Chris Hughton officiated an 11 against 11 match which had no winner and no goals produced. It may be a bit of a worry, but there's still time to work on the Black Stars team, with days away before they face Madagascar. And Nesuniama Kamaldeen Sulemana, Joseph Fento and all other wingers in camp seem to have been well settled, and competition in the team seems to be growing. The Black Stars are yet to win a trophy in over 40 years, but that does not stop Ghanaians from coming to the stadium to watch even a training session. When they were denied an opportunity to come into the stadium, they never gave up as they stayed behind until they were allowed an entrance. These fans came into the Accra Sports Stadium, watched the team train and cheer them on in the over 1 hour that the team were on the pitch. The fans are excited and the players should be as well. After their training session, Chris Hilton and Joseph Fento had an opportunity to engage the media, and this is what they had to say.
There is no absolute standout first 11. What we would like to think is that there are, whatever the squad is, 23, 24, 25 players that are all pushing to want to start. That's one expectation. As a coach, you always have to give the players all of the full information. And when we do our homework and when we watch the opposition, there isn't one opposition that we see that we think we're going to win this game easy. There isn't one. Every international team is fighting to do well, and Madagascar would be no different.
Every player who is invited here is really motivated for this clash between Madagascar. Yeah, as you can see, we still have the belief. The belief is still there, the teamwork, you know, the commitment and everything. So even though they had a little bit ups and downs in their club, that doesn't really affect them in their national team. And with their mentality, they are really ready for it. And we always talk about it. And you know, their full focus is on the game. And you know, the pass is the pass, and they are always focusing on the game, which is against Madagascar. So I think every player who is invited here is really ready to give it all for the fans and for Ghanaians.
Reporting for Joy Sports, Lawrence Beidu from the Accra Sports Stadium.
We have for you on Prime Sports tonight with me, Razak. We're going to leave you with some updates on Sports By. Do have a lovely evening.